Welcome back, Waltham High. I'm Vanessa Feely, and I'm here in the den with Zach, David, and our producer, Justin.
Hello, everyone.
Hey.
How's it going, guys? Hawk Nation making a guest appearance.
All right,
Okay.
so
Okay.
we're here. Over the summer, we had to listen to the podcast Serial. What'd you guys think of it?
I thought that it was very interesting, you know. It kind of, like, grabbed your attention, and you kind of have to, like, binge listen to it. You know, once you start one, you want to listen to the rest right away. That's what I did.
Yeah, it really grabbed my attention. It wasn't a pain to listen to.
Yeah, it was better than reading a book. Like, listen to it at the beach and
Yeah.
Car
It's
rides and
fairly
stuff like that.
easy,
I get
you know.
nauseous reading in the car. I can't do it.
yeah, no, I can't do that either. So what's the verdict? What do you guys think of it?
Well, I definitely think that both Adnan and Jay definitely had something to do with it. If they didn't murder her, but they at least had something to do with it. Like, they were a little suspicious, you know?
Yeah, I don't know exactly what I think Adnan did. I just know, based on what Sarah Koenig?
Koenig,
Yeah.
Koenig,
something
what
like that.
Sarah Koenig presented to us, I don't think that he should have been convicted, what the
Yeah.
evidence said. And his lawyer, was
Yeah.
it Cortez? Something like that?
So I don't know, I
Something.
forget.
Yeah, I know she
Or-
did like a bad job, and there was a whole another issue
Scandal
about that.
about
Yeah, there was
that,
like an
yeah.
episode about that.
Yeah.
Speaking of her, like, a lot of these issues could have been solved if the DNA wasn't tampered with, because, you know,
Like
that
the
would
whole
have
DNA
helped. Yeah,
testing thing. How
that
like
would have
the-
helped a lot. you
Yeah.
know?
That's what the lawyer that's one of the things that she didn't do. Like she
Yeah.
didn't request DNA testing or something like that.
Do you think Sarah was being, like asking for publicity when she started the podcast at all?
I think that a certain, like, amount of
Yeah.
publicity comes with starting something like this. I mean, but I do think that the story actually interested her, and I think she really did want to get to the bottom of it, you know?
Right.
Didn't she also say that she didn't expect that much publicity? in one of
Yeah,
the
no, I read
episodes
I
at the
read
beginning?
something about how she just wanted to do it like any other
Mm-hmm.
CSI like show.
Because I don't
Just
think because
murder.
This American Life has like other podcasts, and like I don't think they ever got this
That
big,
much.
Yeah.
like this much
publicity.
attention and stuff like that. She just did a good job of telling the story.
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely agree with that.
But then again, I do think she was a little biased at some points when she was telling the story. It kind of seemed like she was, in favor of Adnan
Hmm.
being freed
Instead of the actual case
Yeah.
itself.
I mean, I think she presented. I mean, she did. Like she brought up some sketchy things that Adnan did,
Yeah.
like the Aisha call or something like that.
Hmm.
Like she talked about some stuff, but I agree with you. It
Justin,
was
what do you
definitely
think?
Favorite toward
I mean,
Adnan.
I think that, like, Adnan and Jay could have been doing it together. It might have been both of them, and I think Adnan might have took one for the team. What do you guys think about that? You think that's a possibility?
I mean, I personally think that Jay did it. I don't know. That's just
I mean, Jay obviously had something to do with it. He knew
Yeah.
what the
Yeah.
car was.
Yeah.
right.
Jay's definitely
His story,
suspicious. I think
his
that-
story changed multiple
Well,
times.
like we
where
said, we did learn about the thing in psych where like your memory tries to like piece things together, and it's a little different every time.
right, yeah, in psych class
Yeah.
we learned that depending on the questions, you know, your mind tricks it out and you remember things differently. Like if you ask a question with, like, did you see the broken light or did you see a broken light? You're probably gonna say yes to the versus a broken light.
Yeah, and like that could also count for the testimonies too, because it was like they asked people, like what was it, like 16
Yeah.
years later or something like
I know,
that.
like,
Like,
Yeah.
I don't even, that's insane. How could anybody even remember anything from that long ago?
I can't even remember what I did, like, last night.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What'd you guys
And-
have for breakfast? I don't
I
remember.
don't know. Cereal?
Good one.
I said
But
Toast Crunch.
no, but even like when they were asking him what he did, like how long was it, like a month ago, like,
Yeah.
or like a while, they were like interrogating him, like obviously
Yeah.
you're not gonna have
So-
straightforward
Right,
answers.
answers.
that could explain why Jay's things have changed over
Yeah.
the time, but obviously.
Oh, we have a little guest over here. We have Catherine in the house right now. We're talking about cereal. What's up?
Hey guys!
Do you have any input on the podcast by any chance?
Oh, I loved it. I definitely think it was different to do for a school read, but it was definitely interesting, and it's brought up a lot of interesting conversations throughout the day today.
Yeah, definitely. Today's school day is definitely
Serial
very
themed.
interesting.
Yeah,
It was fun.
very
you know,
themed.
we
I
did
like
a
it.
Different thing in each class. You know,
In
like
each
in
class, yeah.
anatomy, we did something about. It's kind of morbid, but we did how the body decays,
Cool.
which was interesting.
Yeah, that is cool. What did you guys do in all your other classes? Did you guys do anything in math? We didn't really do
We-
much.
I take a statistics class, and so we looked at who believes what in the case. So we had a chart of who believes that he was wrongly convicted and correctly convicted, and then we had a chart on who believes he's guilty or not. So we looked at that, took the statistics from that. So it was hard for a math class to do, but
Yeah.
she worked it well.
Justin, what did you do today?
Did a little bit of everything. We all discussed it in English class, and then we tweeted out our opinions, and then we made posters in English class for Miss Black's class. I really like the idea of having a serial themed day.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I like it. I like the theme days.
I like the
Yeah, I
abbreviated
do like
English.
when we do something similar in each class. You know,
Mhm.
on one topic. It's
It kind of
fun.
sucks though when like we get like the one class that like doesn't participate.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Like I didn't do anything in math for it, but like even in history of Waltham, we had a discussion about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's cool. In my psych class, we did a project with memory. So she listed a bunch of words, and she was like, "Okay, now quickly write down everything she said." We already discussed this.
Yeah.
Well, okay, I was gone, but it was really interesting, and I thought it was important enough to say.
Yeah.
Thanks, Catherine. That's really.
Let's see. What else did you guys think about the podcast?
Mhm.
What
I
do you have-
didn't like.
yeah.
I'll say one thing that I did not like about the whole story was that it kind of became all about Adnan and his trial rather than Hae Min Lee and her murder. I mean, she was the one that was murdered, and her family had like finally kind of put it to rest. It was a while, like since
Yeah, like
they had
16
the
Yeah, do you think
trial.
like it messed
So it-
with the family?
Yeah,
do
it
you
probably
think
brought up some really bad memories and like emotions.
Yeah, like for example, like with the Boston bombing thing, like the little boy that passed away,
Yeah.
and like since that family didn't want the Boston bomber to have the death sentence because they kept reopening the case and reopening the case,
Exactly.
and they don't want to have to keep thinking about it.
And
Yeah.
it's kind of like it's probably frustrating to them because they are probably thinking we found the person who killed our daughter and we have justice
Yeah,
for
now
her.
they're, like,
and now they're
questioning it,
questioning
and
it.
they don't really
so
know
they
for
don't,
sure
They
anymore.
can't be sure anymore. Yeah.
Mhm.
Another thing about the podcast itself was it kind of got, I don't know if anyone else felt this way, it got repetitive after a while. By like
Yeah.
the 5th, 6th, 7th episode, I was like, this is kind of all old
Yeah.
information.
Definitely could have been shortened.
Yeah,
A
she could
little
have done it
bit.
in
I
like
mean,
8
yeah.
episodes.
I mean, I think that she did a really good job doing it. I know that lots of dispute on if it was ethical or not. I don't know if we already talked about this.
No.
Ethical?
No, we were.
And
we
so
were,
we had a debate in our English class about it. And I definitely think that to bring justice to Adnan, if he did it or not, I mean, I think that he didn't do it. So I think that it was good for her to bring up all the facts because there's definitely holes in
Yeah.
all of the things that he did.
Yeah, there's definitely holes in.
The court
and the-
case.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, I don't think you should have been convicted with the evidence. There
Mhm.
wasn't enough.
But definitely it does kind of stink for the people that,
Of the family of Hae.
yeah. But I
Sad.
mean, they kind of like left Hae on a pedestal. Like they didn't tarnish her reputation. They didn't make her look bad to her family.
Yeah.
That's
I
true.
mean, I think it was more focused on the case being wrongly
Executed.
yeah, and then not really Hae's murder, which was definitely good because they didn't want to keep it, I guess, like they wanted to be sensitive towards her family.
But
Yeah.
at the same time, what's kind of frustrating is if Adnan like actually was the murderer, he kind of like I
He
feel
looks-
like a lot of
he
people
doesn't
like
look as
feel
bad now.
yeah
Like,
a lot
they
of
feel
people feel
sympathy.
sympathy for him, but like if he really is a murderer, like we're feeling sympathy for
Yeah.
a murderer, and like
Yeah.
you know what I mean.
But at the same time, like, would you rather, like, if you were family of Hae Lee, would you rather, like, having the murderer, like, still out there or an innocent man in
Yeah,
jail?
like would you want to know for sure? But then like you think you know, but
yeah,
Yeah.
now you're doubting it.
that's
and
true. Like now,
now you
So
never really know.
We'll have to figure
Yeah.
out in season 2.
Oh, yeah,
coming out
season
soon.
two.
You know?
Excited.
All right, well, I just want to thank you all for coming, all the guests that are coming. We have Justin, Zach, David, Catherine, and me, Vanessa, and we're signing off. So we'll see you again, Waltham High.
Bye, Waltham
Bye.
High.
See you.